Welcome to Spiritual Sauce, the podcast where we talk to spirit and invite you to join the conversation. We are your
Yes.
hosts,
Valerie Medina.
and Christine Boschen.
This is a reaction video to a session in which Valerie channels and Christine asks questions. You can find the original recording and associated reaction videos in the playlist called Valerie's First Channeling Session.
So I'd like to introduce our final reaction video to the first episode of Valerie channeling. And in this particular session, it's a long one, but we feel like it's important to keep it in one chunk because it's a beautiful transmission from Saint-Germain and deserves a full 59 minutes of your time.
Hey, you can break it up in chunks.
Yeah, no, I broke up. So we
No, the viewer can break
Oh
it up in chunks.
yeah, you can. Yeah, that's right. You do have a
You
pause
can.
button. You do not have
Yeah,
to
yeah.
listen to this all at once, but
Right.
we're
Yeah.
going to present it to you with that opportunity.
Yeah.
Where we're going to start the clip is talking a little bit about the experience of channeling back and forth to each other
Oh,
and
yeah.
the harmonies that creates energetically. And that is part of the joy and interplay of the co-creation. It is music. It is heavenly music.
Wow.
Earthly music, heavenly music. There's something that happens in the co-creation.
And when you were saying it was a poem, it felt like a poem to me.
Yeah.
I was in that little stream, that little river,
Yeah.
going, bouncing off one bank and then down onto the other, and that I was getting this real strong visual vibration of being in that water. It was interesting.
Cool.
As you were talking, very simultaneous.
Sinuous. It was sinuous. Remember that one?
Yes, sinuous.
We're going to have to put a little link in there.
Yeah, I hate
The
too.
sinuosity.
Yeah, sinuosity. And it's just funny because I work with a lot of people who are fluvio geomorphologists. Like they study the the geomorphology of creeks. And
Yes.
so like they live in the world of sinuosity. Like that's what they
Oh,
do.
that's
They
neat.
measure it and figure it out and all that. But I don't know.
They
Well,
figure out where it will land, right?
yeah,
Because
yeah,
it's almost angles and mathematics.
exactly.
When it hits one bank, where will it hit on the other bank? And
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, exactly. How it moves from the top of the watershed down to
yeah,
the ocean or the lake. Yeah.
yeah, and into the aquifer and all that jazz
All
too.
that jazz, all that water moving around. So sinuosity, yeah, we'll include a dictionary link. No, the inside joke, you gotta listen to our
Right.
previous
You gotta listen
episode.
to sinuosity.
Look it up. And when you're done looking that up, you can look up melange. Now, here's the funny thing is like um we're kind of like on this like we're gonna have the same reaction and say the same things every time that we listen to it.
I
And
know.
it's like it's just we just get into this groove and there we are. I don't know if it's gonna be as entertaining to everybody else as it is to us, but
I
we continue to be entertained.
Thank you, Saint-Germain.
Yes. Thank you. Hmm.
He tells me he wants to come in stronger.
With you.
Yes, I had gotten the ideas and the inkling, the nudge from him to work with him. And so I hope to do that. He says I can already. I just don't have the confidence.
Can I ask him a question or two?
Yeah, let's do it.
First question, is it okay if I call you Saint Germain? Should I be correcting my pronunciation to really call on your energy better?
He's, of course, you can call me anything you want.
Okay. Saint-Germain, Saint-Germain. Can you
Violet flame.
Violet Flame, can you tell us how you and Valerie are meant to work together? Can you tell us about that?
I, mer- I, I work with many people, and she's another channel who has love to share, and I can come in and speak through her and give lessons like I have with other channelers. As long as her ego doesn't get in the way, stop her from experiencing all that we could experience together.
Do you have, first of all, let me say thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you for your teachings, for your lessons, for your love, for your support, for your power, for your blessings, for your pathway of transmutation. Thank you for all of that.
You are welcome. You are loved.
Thank you. Saint Germain, practical advice for healing and transmuting the ego voices.
Ah, yes, the ego is the little voice. Whenever you experience that little voice inside your head that tells you you are less than, you are not good enough, what if, but, all those sentences that start in your head that way, that's the time to say, no, I'm not going to listen to that. No, that's not true. That's my ego. Ah, that's my ego kicking in. That's what Valerie likes to say. Turn it away. Turn the volume down.
Is
And
that
replace that. If you want, if you would like, use my violet flame. Take that sentence, take those words, and imagine the violet flame of love surrounding those words, surrounding your heart, surrounding your body. Do meditations with the violet flame. You can transmute all fear, because that's what ego is. It's just fear. It's fear in voice, or fear incarnate, as it shows up in your life to wreak havoc, to make you feel less than, to make you feel doubtful about yourself. But the violet flame, you can use that to transmute that fear into love. You can use the violet flame for anything, for clearing, for cleaning. It's it's magic. And it's my gift to the world. It's my gift to humankind.
thank you. Such a powerful, absolutely critical aspect of God you are,
Yes.
you provide to us.
And luckily, I know what that little voice is because I've lived a human life. I've lived many human lives. I know how hard it is.
Can I just say something here?
Yeah,
When he was, I'm assuming he's very male. Um,
feels that way.
yeah, and very, very much male energy. And I remember in this part feeling hearing me speak now, but also feeling this complete peace
Hmm.
and kindness as he was speaking. He has so much love for us as human beings because he's lived as a human being, and he knows how difficult it is and how wonderful it is.
Mm.
And because it's wonderful actually to feel all the emotions that we feel. And even the ones that we see as negative,
Yeah,
because in order to feel the beautiful emotions of joy and love, we've got to feel the other ones.
there's
So the
extra of it.
opposite ones, yeah.
Yeah.
So we recognize and fully embrace the high ones, or the ones that make us feel lovely and wonderful, warm and loved. Um, but this was my first time like channeling him, and it made me feel very peaceful.
Yeah.
So I was feeling this total love coming through. It felt like going in and coming out.
Hmm.
And that's what it feels like to channel. It feels like it's coming in and going out.
Right.
Almost I can compare it to a dancer. So when you dance on a dance floor, it's something I know I'm
Hmm.
comfortable with explaining. I feel music, and I feel the music come into me,
Mm.
and the expression is what comes out.
Hmm.
So, how it makes me want to move. But I really do feel it coming into me and through me,
That's
and the
really
expression is out.
beautiful.
A metaphor,
And
like my friend Christine.
yeah. I have channeling envy of how you channel, Valerie. I love how practical your channeling is and how easy it is to understand you and how you take me to this like place of, how I feel when I'm listening to you channeling. So
Oh, that's nice.
yeah, I look up to you in your channeling, Valerie. And I it's like one of my little voices is like, Christine, why is your channel so floral? I have these little
Like a
like that's one,
butterfly,
yeah, one of my little doubts of like, why so many analogies and
because
but
people will relate. Your people will relate to you, Christine.
yeah,
who is
yeah.
who is
Yeah,
supposed to hear you will love the way you channel, and will hear that voice, and will be drawn to it.
yeah.
There is room for everyone.
There is room for everyone. And I just wanted to acknowledge like in the dance of self-improvement and living our lives and going after our dreams, we're gonna find that little ego doubt voice, right? We will
Yeah,
find we will find that little ego doubt voice and that's just part of it, right?
yeah,
Yeah. And yes, so it's so neat to it's so neat for me to think about how you experience music with your dancing and how you can physically um feel that energy coming into you.
yeah.
Excuse me, that you can
Bless you.
feel it. Thank you. Feel it coming into you and then it ripples through you in movement. And then
Uh-huh.
that communicates because I love watching dancers. I know that we can all relate to that sitting in the bar or the cafe with with a drink in your hand and the band playing and the dancers on the floor and just being in that world and watching that and feeling that. It's like it communicates from the music to you to the people watching or the people in
Right.
that space.
And I feel most comfortable with a drum.
Hmm.
And if you've ever seen Puerto Rican folkloric dancers,
Hmm. I
the
haven't.
oh my God, it's beautiful.
Oh,
I'll
I
send you a
bet.
video. They wear big skirts,
Hmm.
and as the drummer drums, he'll drum a riff of taka 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 taka, and the dancer will answer with her
No
skirt.
joke.
Oh my God, it's gorgeous. It's like a
Wow.
conversation.
Yeah.
and she'll go with her skirt, boom. And as she's going, she's bringing her hand up, he's getting ready to hit, boom. And as she brings it down, boom. So it's
Wow.
syncopated. So the
Wow.
dancer is syncopated to the drummer, and it's a beautiful dance.
So in a
I
similar
love
way
to
that
watch them.
like tap dance is also the use of the body and the
Yes,
percussion of the body,
yes.
but this is with a skirt. That's
Yeah, it's
phenomenal.
with a skirt and whole
Wow.
whole body, but the
Yeah.
skirt is used to uh rile up the drummer to,
Yeah, I'll bet.
answer and it's a back and forth thing. It's beautiful.
Well, call and response is like I mean, it's a form of prayer, it's a form of play,
Yes.
right?
And
Like
it's and it's typical in African religious drumming, or whatever religion, if you would loose call it a religion, if you want to call it religion, or sacred drumming is you know that comes from Africa, is call and response.
hmm,
So
yeah. Our pet birds, cockatiels are very percussive. Cockatiels are
uh-huh.
percussive birds.
Oh,
and
wow.
and they also do call and response, and
Oh,
they
how
have
neat.
certain songs that they sing to each other and go back and forth, and certain like they'll like on a mirror or on their cage, like something metal will they'll make a they'll drum.
Uh-huh.
And
Oh,
yeah,
how
anyhow,
neat.
so it's not just humans.
Right.
It's universal. That's amazing. So you're feeling, so going back to Saint Germain, you're feeling him coming through. This was the first
Yeah.
time that you actually, like, I'm sure he's been
I,
with
I
you.
felt I felt it again. Yeah.
Yeah.
Watching me, I can feel that energy again. Um, and how soft and kind and loving he is.
And
Yeah.
he's slow, like he's not a fast moving talker, right? Like he's
Not in me right now.
mhm.
I've seen other channels where he moves faster, but I'm just opening up to him, so he's being easy on me.
It could be that. It also could be like there's something about slowing down that's very calming. And so maybe that's part of your work together is to bring
Mm,
that vibration through. You
mm-hmm.
know, like
Yeah, I
again,
didn't
like
think of that.
thinking of the cockatiels, for example, they coming out of the cage can be pretty nervous, just like have a lot of nervous energy. So I calm and slow my energy down, talk to them slowly,
Mm.
and that helps them be like, oh yeah, okay, I can have some vegetables, I can have a snack, I can just hang out, right?
Well, when I noticed that when I first started channeling other spirit guides, maybe my higher self too, I talked very fast, and the
Mm-hmm.
information came through really fast and
Mm-hmm.
really excited. It was
Mm-hmm.
like I couldn't stop talking. I had to get it. Well, what it was is it was I had to say it quickly as it was coming in.
And
Whereas I noticed in this channeling, I was listening a lot. I was slow.
so you were drinking it in, taking him
Yeah, yeah,
in.
yeah. I was listening for the response, and careful, you know, that I was responding the way,
You're
it's
paying
not right or
attention.
wrong. Yeah, yeah. It's not necessarily right or wrong. I'm going to say what I'm going to say, and it'll be the right message for who's ever meant to hear it, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, that's the way this kind of work works. So I have to be less rigid with the outcome, and have more faith in that whatever is going to come through is meant to come through. Yeah.
Yes. And we'll press the play button again, but I want to just speak to that too, that there was a time that I went to a very talented spiritual practitioner, and that person channeled information for me, and that information was wrong. But I know that he got it accurately. And it was wrong because I needed to, like in that moment, it was more important for me to be encouraged to hone my own discernment and my own ability to find the truth than to have that truth spoon-fed to me by a channel. And so
Ah,
that was a
interesting.
powerful lesson. It's like
Yeah,
I knew he was being honest. I knew he was being true to his gift. I knew he was channeling in prayer. I knew all of that. And yet it was wrong. And so it was my spiritual team saying, you don't ever give your sovereignty away to anybody,
right,
to
right.
anybody.
Wow. Wow, that's amazing.
And so it's also very humbling as a channel. So it kind of takes the pressure off of me to get it right, or to please someone who I'm channeling for. Like maybe
Mm-hmm.
I don't please them, maybe I don't answer, or maybe the guides don't answer all the questions that they've posed, right? Or maybe they answer them differently than they were hoping they would be answered. And so
Right.
it takes the pressure off just to be true to the conversation that you're having as a channel with the guide that's coming through.
And honestly, that is more likely than not to happen,
Yeah.
where the guides answer questions that we have
And
in a way that we did not expect, or they reiterate or validate what we already know in our heart. Because
yeah,
there's been times when a channel or a reader has read me and said this, and I thought to myself, yes, I knew that.
I already knew
Yes,
that.
I already knew that. Oh my goodness, I can't believe she's saying it out loud. It's already what I felt in my heart. It's already what I thought about. Yeah.
Yes.
And that's validation right there, because then oh yes, I just need to slow down, stop, listen, write it
Mhm.
down, whatever tools you're going to use. Um, and believe.
Believe and be really, really focused on your own attunement and your own sense of being able to discern what's higher guidance and what's not, right? Like there's a
Hmm.
lot of radio stations we could tune into that are lower vibrations and could just give
Yeah.
us crap. And we need to really ask our heart and our mind and our prayerful selves to figure out the difference, right? To know the feeling. And so going all the way back to you, how you feel when Saint Germain is with you, calm, loved, held, deeply washed with his love, right? All of those things.
Yes.
That's a feeling. So shall we continue? It's
Yes.
we're yeah, okay. I think we've got about 15 more minutes of the recording.
I know what you're going through. I know what suffering is. Being a human is hard, but this is the school that we've signed up for.
Sitting in your energy is a very quieting experience. There's a real gravity to it. Like my thoughts are going away and I just want to be calm and quiet and still.
I'm going to send the violet flame out to you now.
You see how my head is
Let it
moving
fill your
back?
heart space.
Kind of up, back and forward,
Yeah,
like,
yeah. My head was very heavy. I was feeling a lot of pressure.
hmm.
Um, and it's really feeling that very peaceful energy, but it was heavy on me. Yeah.
So that could be part of just, like you said, this was the first time you actually channeled speaking him. And
Right.
there's a certain amount of getting used to each other's energy and
Yeah.
attuning. So you think that was what was going on?
Yeah.
Let it fill you up as it grows and grows. It grows outside of your body and surrounds you like a wall from the tips of your toes all the way up above your head as it envelops you in a complete envelope of love and violet flame. Valerie's having a conversation with me. She thinks I should be going like this.
Remember that moment? Why did you think that he should be going like that?
I don't know. I don't remember that part.
But that's kind of like me holding the stuffies, right?
Right. I was like,
Like,
I don't remember that at all. I don't remember having a conversation with him.
and I didn't remember that until I was
Like
listening
I was obviously I was must have been having
a sidebar.
a sidebar. and, and during that whole violet flame thing um and I was saying to him I should be going like this.
Yeah, that's really interesting. Let's hear what else he has to say about that. That was cute. I liked that you were having that conversation.
But all I have to do is sit here and send it.
Yeah. And Christine was having a conversation with you too. She was wondering what is she supposed to do, but she just wanted to sit here. That was the answer to her question. She didn't want to interrupt all of those who were participating and receiving in quietude. Thank you, Saint Germain.
You're most welcome and most loved.
Thank you. Do you have more that you want to share through Valerie in this particular moment?
Not at this time. Valerie needs to get used to my energy,
Hmm. hmm
to be ready to work with it. It's a lot. And
Right. You're what we would call
I,
a heavy hitter, right? Like you're one of the big
yes,
ones.
and she needs to make her body ready for it,
So
for my energy.
there's more
There,
healing and
yes, there's she has to eat differently and she has to move her body. And that's the plan.
well, she must be making progress because here you are.
This is a tease.
This is a tease for Valerie
Yes.
and for us. He's funny.
Yeah.
But like going back to like before he was saying it's hard to be human, right? I know what it's like. It's hard. And so, our human bodies and our health issues, those are also hard too. It's like we can't just snap our finger and be like, okay, now I'm eating all the perfect food. Now I'm
Right.
in the perfect
We're,
environment, chemical
we're in
free.
a dense body that's aging.
Yeah.
And as it ages, it slows down and changes and doesn't work like when it was young. And so,
All of those things. And so
yeah,
you're navigating just the human reality of being the age that you are and living the life that you're living and how to manage your own stress and understand your body's needs, all the while
yeah,
you have this major ascended master who's like knock 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 You know,
Exactly.
but he's not doing it in a way like,
Get up and get on the treadmill, girl. That's what
yeah.
he's telling me.
So, but he's doing it in a playful way where it's like inviting and supporting rather than scolding, right?
Right. Yeah, because I could do this or not. This is totally up to
Yeah.
me.
Oh my gosh,
It's
that's right.
yeah, it's totally my choice. So
That's
I have the free will to do it or not. It's
which is true
and
about
there
anyone's calling, right?
yes, yes. And if I don't do it, that's okay. Next
Really
lifetime.
interesting. Right, right.
Or, or not. I don't know.
Yeah. That's and doesn't that just take so much stress off?
Yes, it does.
If we can take that little voice that says, no, but there has to be a right or a wrong. You have to either win or lose. You have to either pick the right path or the wrong path. You say,
Yeah.
no,
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 you
it's
don't.
all okay.
It's
It's
all
all
okay.
okay.
It's all experiences. Because the experience of not doing it is an experience that's worthy of the lesson,
Right.
that gives you the lesson.
Hmm.
And doing it gives you the lesson.
Yeah.
I think for me, doing it is a way to connect with humankind and a way to feel love in a way that I've never felt before. And I think that's why I'm doing it. I think that's what drives me.
Hmm.
And that's my motivation. Now, whether the other issue is whether I have the courage to do the outreach and to do the TikToks and to do the Instagram, the reels,
Yeah.
and to do all the things to actually get get the messages out there that Saint Germain has, and to overcome the people that will be negative to me on
Oh,
on social media. And
right.
because I think of that and I think, well, how do I say these? There are times when I sit on the couch and I think of a message I'd like to say,
Mm,
but I don't because I think I have trouble trying to formulate, well, how will I say that? Well, how long will it take to say? And
mm, yeah.
instead of just getting on and saying two 30 seconds worth of message and then stopping and then doing it again in a couple of days or whatever comes to me.
Well, I want to just say out there to the world, those of you that might happen to be listening to Valerie and me having this conversation right now, that I miss the days of the yellow pages. I would rather, and in the days of ads on television or ads in the newspaper, where like, okay, here's my ad budget. I'm going to tell people that I am an intuitive channel and they can find me in the yellow pages. Whereas now
Right,
we're expected to have a constant stream of content that we give for free. And to
right.
me, that is unattainable and exhausting.
It
And
is.
and so I've been not doing any of that, and I figure that that's part of my experience. Like somehow, I think at some point, I'd rather right now I'd rather create in this kind of a context with you. This is
Yeah.
nourishing. And who knows, maybe we slice it up into a million pieces and put it on TikTok just so that people can find us and we can interact with them in a way that's nourishing. But I don't think social media necessarily is nourishing. I think it's setting all of us up for um, competition with AI,
Hmm.
like
And I think,
AI.
and isn't TikTok closing down soon?
I don't follow politics enough to know what's going on with TikTok, but
I'm not sure, but I heard that it's going to be closing down soon, so I don't know.
but Instagram seems to be rather similar just in terms of, little
Right,
clips of this and that. And
right.
I don't think ultimately that that's a space that we can inhabit in the way that it's being driven because, you know, we can't create content like that and be available like that all the time. We just can't.
Hmm.
And if
Hmm.
it won't be authentic, if we are keeping the pace of it, and at some point we need to just live our lives. So and then I also I think it's great you actually have these moments of inspiration where you could jump on and say something from the heart that comes to you. I'm not even having that in terms of like that space calling to me. I don't
Mm.
feel called by that space. And the only daydream I have about that is some kind of a campaign where I say, hey, I'm not here. Like, hello, TikTok, I'm not here because I'm gardening or I'm meeting with clients or I'm. I'm not
That's a good
actually
one.
here. Yeah, that's probably what I'll do, but that'll still
Yeah.
require me
But you
to
can find me at www.
exactly, exactly, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
My son scolded me because he said that when you look up my name or drawing on spirit or whatever, I don't come up, or
oh, yeah, you need to have,
because I haven't put any content out that will drive people to my website.
right.
So
Yeah, so we'll get there, Valerie.
yeah, someday.
We're gonna have a lot of videos. So,
Yeah. Yes. We have, yeah.
and when we're done with this reaction, which we have 12 minutes left of, a video to react to, then I would love to take, well, a break to finish all the editing so that these get up on YouTube, but live callers or,
Yes.
you
Yes.
know,
To answer questions about
yeah, channel for other
channeling
people.
or about spirit guides or about, yeah, anything.
Thank you. Thank you,
Thank
Saint-Germain.
you. Thank you.
Thank you, Valerie. Are you back, Valerie?
Yeah. I did not expect that.
Beautiful and wonderful.
That was heavy.
Hmm. Well, coming through you, I felt he had a lot of gravity. So, like violet flame, yes, but actual gravity, as in the physical force of
Yeah.
grounding, very
Yes.
grounded,
Grounded.
very
Yes.
grounded.
I felt that too. Um, well, you know, before we were doing this the last couple of days, I've been thinking that I was going to do this, and I did do a meditation of wanting to be grounded,
Hmm.
but open,
Yeah.
open to the universe and all the information that I wanted to come through. But but when he came in, it felt very austere,
Hmm.
and I don't know if that was my ego making much ado about it. It's a big deal for me. Um, I haven't officially, talked to anybody about wanting to channel him,
Hmm.
or how I didn't know how to do that.
Hmm.
I have an appointment in May with
Hmm.
another channeler who I was going to talk to about that.
You did already have that appointment,
I did.
and she
Yeah.
was affirming of your ability to work with him, wasn't she?
Absolutely. He said I was already working with him. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Because since this recording, I keep telling my husband, oh my gosh, Valerie really needs to do like she needs to do meditation tapes with Saint Germain because I really need to listen to Valerie and Saint Germain. Like I just, it was a lot. A very big transmission, just this 10 minutes segment with him.
Wow.
Yeah. So let's see what else that you said about working with him because today in reflecting, you're feeling the warmth and the love and the holding of it, but in that moment it was like it was a challenge to you. It felt heavy, is what you were saying. It felt
Yeah.
heavy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Channel Saint Germain, and
Mhm.
I've already booked my appointment with her. And I know that if you book an appointment with her, you're already called to do it.
That's right.
You're already called to
That's right.
work with him,
Right.
right? So I already know the last few months I've been gearing up towards this, but this is the first time he's come in. I felt him right here.
Mm. Mm.
So, um, and that's interesting because, it's that is where I feel men. I feel
Oh,
men
okay.
on my right
Yeah.
and women on my left.
Hmm.
Yeah. Um, so that's interesting, that so it kind of is validated by what um how I read,
Hmm.
how I read energy.
Hmm.
Um, so that's interesting. I'm just talking
Yes.
out loud
No, it's
because it's a new
interesting.
because it's a
And
new experience for me.
and he also brought me to his church in Paris.
When?
Well, I mean, so we were talking later about that's not actually him. It's not the same Saint Germain.
No, it's not the
Yeah.
same Saint-Germain. No.
Yeah. But it was a beautiful church nonetheless.
Yeah.
And listening to you, it's a place that we've
Oh,
been. It's a place that we actually have visited. And when we were there was a wedding, and we got to attend the wedding of these people that we'd never met. It was great.
oh, that's neat.
Yeah, but he brought me there, and it's a stone church. It's older than some of the other ones in Paris, and it's very grounded as well. And so I was feeling that, feeling the groundedness coming through you, feeling his love. Austerity is just, he wasn't effusive and bubbly, right? I guess the best word that we can find is austere, although that would perhaps sound cold, but he wasn't cold. He was loving and
Serious.
also maybe
Yeah.
serious, but also I felt like encouraging you to grow into his energy, to do those things
Yeah.
that you need to do to be a container for him to come. Do you agree with
Now,
that?
yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Now, when I did have the meeting with Tara Arnold is her name, and she channels Saint Germain, and she's a fantastic teacher. So I had this 2-hour session with her, and she asked me basically who I wanted to channel, and then she figured out this is the energy and how it will come into your body. So with Saint Germain, Jesus Christ, Mother Mary, Joseph, Lady Portia is the female companion to Saint Germain.
Okay.
So I guess when he lived in the 17th century, that was his companion.
Okay.
So she comes through with him often. But Tara told me how to recognize where the energy is coming from. Also Buddha, Saint Teresa. So she told me they'll make my head move a certain way. You know how my head goes back?
Yeah.
That happened when I channeled Mother Mary one time, and that's what she said. She says Mother Mary will make your head go back like that. So and she told me, what's funny because I felt him on my right side. I was saying in the interview, but
Yeah.
She told me that he will tilt my head to the right. So and Jesus Christ will come in from the left. So she was telling me all this, how to recognize when the energy so that you can tell who it is when they come in. Yeah. So, because you could receive several different people coming in
different energies,
during a reading. Yeah.
Right. Which you did in this, this hour and 35-minute recording that we have here. You did have various different guides coming through.
Yeah. And my higher self.
Yeah, including your higher self.
And it's funny because my higher self is kind of lighter. I don't know how to explain it. Just kind of less serious, lighter. I don't know.
Yeah, right. Right. With a different tone and
It was a different tone, yeah.
Rhythm and a different speed of talking and different messages coming through.
Yeah.
Let's see what else you had to say about this experience through.
Yeah. Well, I just ordered a mini treadmill.
Nice.
And I'm really excited to get started with that.
And you're doing
I've
it, yeah?
already started following and
A little.
at least
a little
blogging
30 minutes once in a while in the morning.
I follow a program where it tells me what good.
She's
what
lying.
She's lying. Oh, too
She's
funny.
lying.
But we're
To
human, right?
herself.
To herself. But but maybe you don't have to make grand changes in order to calibrate to
No,
his energy.
no, just little ones, little ones. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And it's all in the intention too.
Right. And then when you do get on the treadmill for those 30 minutes here and there, like that's a gift to yourself.
Yeah.
The days
Or
that you
doing
can.
or listening to a tape about the violet flame um energy and transmuting like when we were silent for that period of time,
Mhm.
I started getting words of how to say a violet flame energy, how to transmute worry, fear, and doubt, um,
Right.
using the violet flame to surround it and
Right.
burn through it,
So you were
And
you were getting a transmission in
I
that
was
moment
I
as
was
you were
getting a
listening
transmission, yeah, on how
today.
to use right when I was
Today.
listening to it again, yeah.
Yeah.
And during that silent period, that's what I was getting that instruction.
Yay. I look forward to that video.
I
I look
know
forward to that
that
recording.
that recording. I got to make a. Yeah, you're right. I do have to make a. I don't have to, but I would
Yeah, yeah, you
definitely
don't
like to make a recording of a meditation. Yeah.
definitely. So let's see what else the Valerie of a few months ago was saying that she is doing to accommodate this healthy change in energy and being able to
Yeah.
hold.
When did we do this? February or
I want
March?
to say maybe even January. It was January. It was
Really?
full on winter. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I mean, I'll check the date, but yeah, I want to say it was January.
Okay. Here we are, summer.
Yeah, I know.
I'm
Yes.
brown.
You're brown and I'm like barely clothed. I'm
Well, I
so
went to
hot right now.
Mexico,
Yeah.
so
That's
I got some
wonderful.
Mexican sun
Oh,
close
such
to
a
the equator.
such a beautiful quality of light and the water there.
Oh, I know.
Trees there. I walked around Playa just greeting trees. Hello, 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 hello. Thank you for greeting us. Hello.
Oh God, that's so funny. Those Mexicans must have thought you were loca.
E- Except for that they have signs all around town helping you meet the trees. They talk about like what the tree's name is in the native language and
Oh, how
what the
neat.
tradition and the folklore is of that tree and like what it like spiritually what it means. It's all around the city.
Oh, how
So I
beautiful.
think they
Is
were
that, and
like
that's in Cancun?
that's in Playa del Carmen in
Oh,
town.
I did in the mall
Just
or
walking around town, like the trees around town. There's
I didn't
plaques.
see that. I didn't
And-
see that. I didn't notice.
Oh, I pressed my mute button.
Oh,
I was saying they may not have thought I was crazy. They might have been like, "Oh, look, there's a tourist that actually notices trees."
uh-huh.
So, but yeah, let's hear what else you were saying about getting healthy and bringing in because I think that's also part of the teaching here is that as we up level and expand and grow, we have more
Hmm.
available to us in terms of
Yeah,
higher help,
yeah,
support, and wisdom.
yeah.
Bad foods,
Hmm.
um, that kind of thing, and kind of puts it all together in a day to tell you what you ate and how you did. Gives you a
Hmm.
score,
Hmm.
kind of. So
So you're
no food is bad food, but
so you are so he was talking to us about the process mm, of actively managing the ego. And so not only is
oh
there that
yeah.
you have to actively manage the ego, which I didn't ask him while you were channeling, but it was in my mind because I've heard my guides say you plant a garden in your heart and you have to weed that garden. So there are
Mm,
thoughts you have to pull out, right? Like you actually have to remove them. And so he was talking about you tell that thought no, that
y-
voice that tells you you're not good enough, you
yeah.
can't, you tell it no. And then you can actually put it inside of me and my transmuting flame and transmute it. So he gave us two tools, but then he also said, and Valerie needs to up her game physically, like it's a paraphrasing way, right? You need to continue to take care of your physical vessel. And so I think what we're hearing from the guides, and specifically from Saint-Germain in this particular instance, is it's an active participation process. You don't
Hmm.
get to just skate through life and receive, you actually have to participate and work. And a lot of that has to do with the discipline that you apply to your thoughts, to your practices, to your repetition of meditating and of seeking.
Yeah. Yeah. I think, you know, everyone has gifts. We are all born with intuitive gifts. And how we develop them over a lifetime, whether you want to listen to them or not, you can choose not to. I know that I did not listen to my intuition for a long time. I took the voices as being stress, and
Hmm.
so they went away.
Hmm. Getting back to the discernment of it, right? So as we learn how
Yeah.
to discern what the true voices are versus the not true
Hmm.
voices in our head
Yeah.
or out there in the world. So you've had like a journey with this.
Yeah.
Went away
And I
for
think,
many years.
No, please go ahead.
I think many people um, have a similar um, understanding or journey like that, where we misinterpret or apply modern science to a spiritual awakening and confuse confuse it, and you know it's almost like, well, you wish it away, so it goes
Mm.
away.
Hmm.
And I don't have to do this work. I don't have to do this work. I could say, no, don't. And I have said to my spirit guides, don't come at me at 3 o'clock in the morning. I don't need to hear from you then.
Right. Well, and
You
that's
know,
important. It's part of just like saying, hey, this is what works, this is what doesn't work.
right. I'm setting boundaries. Yeah.
Hmm.
This is when I want to work with you.
I've heard other channels talk about that, like having boundaries and saying this is what I'm willing to receive, this is what I'm not willing to receive, because it's also about deciding what level of chatter you want to know about. Like you could
Right.
you could you could tune into like the neighbors next door and what their worries are,
Sure.
right? You could have
Or you could see dead people. You could,
right.
and
Yes.
and from what I heard from mediums that I've watched, is an issue in which um, people who've passed, want to talk all the time. They want to get a hold of their loved ones. They want to let them know that they're okay. So there can be, if you keep it open, a constant bombardment of that energy coming at you because they want you to be the mouthpiece.
Right. And so it's really important in the opening process to set intentions and set boundaries. And the good news is that we
Yeah.
are in control of saying yes and no and that being
Hmm.
honored. We sometimes have to be firm. Sometimes we have to say it strongly when, for example, like you're saying, like people that have passed that would like to communicate, sometimes we have to say it strongly. No, I'm not going to do that for you right now or ever or whatever. But we can keep ourselves safe and we can attune our awareness to the energy that is uplifting to us and that is for the
Hmm.
benefit of all. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you're talking about the diet and about the exercise. Let's see what else you have to say about. Oh,
So what I'm saying is you can choose to live this way, but it's not an easy way. Um, I would say I'm happier
hmm
that I follow my intuition, that I meditate every day,
hmm
that I look at my life as experiences, and I'm making an observation of my past rather than making myself into a continued victim and oh, poor me, which just brings in that energy, right?
Right.
So I'm happier.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And but it is work
It is work.
to
Right.
to
And the
keep
same,
to hold on to that happiness. It's work.
it's a practice. It's a
Mm-hmm.
workout, right?
Yeah.
My
Yeah.
friend Shredder, who she and I are working on exercise videos or,
Mm-hmm.
physical training videos. She
Yeah.
said she said every day of life is a workout. Like breathing is a workout. Paying
Yeah.
attention to your body is a workout. So paying attention to your spiritual enlightenment, progress, opening, healing is an active participatory process.
And if your lesson is to self-love, like my lesson is, every time, every moment, every practice that you incorporate is towards that end. So, you're constantly thinking, okay, well, that's another way of practicing self-love.
Mm-hmm.
Listening to your
Mm-hmm.
intuition is another way of practicing self-love. Making 15 minutes, setting aside 15 minutes a day, even if it's just 15 minutes, is towards self-love. So there are so many things that, you know, layer upon layer upon layer.
The different choices that we make every single day, the little
Uh-huh.
and the big choices that we make.
Yes.
Yeah.
Even choosing to see a coworker's anger or the way they respond to something, holding back your judgment, that's a way towards self-love because
Mm-hmm.
anytime you can feel compassion for another,
Mm-hmm.
that's what the guide said today, something about seeing your own humanity in the other person,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
right?
That's right. That's right. And so,
So,
so it goes both ways, right? So if you have an opportunity to see someone behaving badly and judge them, or see someone behaving badly and say, I recognize feeling that way. I've been like
right,
that before. I
they
can
must,
see the pain that you're coming from.
yeah. And you don't say it to them,
No, no,
but
it's
you
just
do,
an,
but you do this internal thing of going, oh, okay, I see where she's feeling uncomfortable with fear.
hmm
Okay, I
hmm
can have compassion for her
hmm
and
hmm
and love, and then we just send out love. Anytime you can do that, makes your anytime you are in love, experiencing love for another, you are experiencing love for yourself. So there you
Aha. So
go.
then you answered the question that I asked 30 minutes ago. Came around.
Yeah. Oh my God. Well, this
Well,
has been interesting.
yeah, thank you. Thank you. Should I stop the recording? Is this a session?
Yeah, I think so.
Thank you for joining us. We're glad you're here, and we hope you stick around.
Like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell, and react. React. Suggest other topics and join the conversation.
Yeah.